Welcome back. Our next guest is a third-generation Harlemite, a book printing poet, teaching artist, and activist in the Harlem community and self-published author, and the city councilwoman for the city's 9th Council District. And she joins us today to speak about recent acts of violence in our city and how we can begin the process of healing for communities and families impacted and achieve radical love. So please welcome to the show, Councilwoman Kristin Richardson Jordan. Welcome, Councilwoman.
Hi, thank you for having me on. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. So, I know there's a lot of talk in our community about a lot of things that are going on, and hopefully we can find a way to bump it down. What are your ideas on how to bump all of this violence down in our community?
So one of the things that I and my team are working on, and I know it sounds small, but it is a step, is just the healing circles. We are doing a healing vigil, and we're planning to do multiple throughout the district. And it's basically a non-political space where we're just going to hold space for mourning those lives that we have lost due to gun violence, due to violence in our community. And at the same time, we're honoring human life. We're honoring the space and the village of Harlem, which is our District 9 City Council district, and honoring that heritage and legacy, and just being a people and just connecting as people. So that's one thing that we're doing. Is just a small step to try to de-escalate some of this highly charged climate that we're in, and get the center and see each other as human.
So and that small step may be bigger than we think. You know, I think you're onto something there, and little steps will move toward the goal that we need to try to get to. Now, we want to achieve radical love, quote unquote, from you. How do we achieve that radical love?
So with that, I think we take the small steps, but we also need some bigger steps. I ran on a campaign to disrupt the district with radical love, and it was a really historic win. And I'm very grateful and excited to be here. I am the youngest ever in the history of the seat at 35 years old, and and I think that my youth and energy and my creativity brings something new. So what I'm saying about radical love is us having a deep, profound love for humanity, enough to take care of one another. And here's where it does get political. It means taking some big steps in terms of understanding that everyone is deserving of a home. I'm fighting for a homes guarantee in the city of New York, where we address those who are houseless and homeless. Understanding that everyone is deserving of a job, looking at jobs guarantee, looking at possibly basic income, trying to figure out how we're going to actually serve our community. Because there is there's a real hurting, and there's a real sense of lack, and there's poverty. And that's one of the things we have to talk about if we're talking about gun violence. The link between gun violence and crime in communities and poverty is well documented, well established. So one of the things we have going on in my council office right now is a jobs program where we're helping people who are looking for work, helping them with their resumes and helping them to be able to apply for jobs. Now that may not seem linked to crime, but it is. Studies have shown us it. And the other thing I think we need to do is invest in mental health. This is something I have big questions about, especially in our city where we previously had Thrive, and there was a lot of money in New York City that went into the Thrive program. I would like to see where that is now. Where is that funding now? What is going on in this space and place of mental health and wellness? We had a officer involved shooting literally on the same block that my office is on, 135th Street. And we lost those lives, those young lives. I mean, one officer, Jason Rivera, was 22 years old. I mean, it's really horrific. And at the same time that we mourn that loss of life, for those officers. I also mourn and extend my condolences and mourn the loss of life that's going on for the family of the assailant as well. Because there are 3 mothers without a son, there are 3 families in mourning, and at the end of the day is a lack of mental and emotional health services and a lack of support that led to that violence. So we have to start addressing the seed of violence, and we have to start addressing poverty and mental health in our communities.
Yeah, we have to do more.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the people, they had institutions before for people who are a little unstable, but now they go right to Rikers Island, right?
Yeah, we have
that right?
to. Yeah, we have to address that because the institutions were shut down for a reason. There were tremendous human rights abuses and there was tremendous issues in terms of how people were getting cared for or not getting cared for when they were in those institutions. And that absolutely has to be addressed. I am in no way saying go back to that state, but we do
Yeah,
need something. We need something other than a state of homelessness or worse, the incarceration of those who are mentally ill or those who are mentally and emotionally struggling. I think what we should be looking at is small care centers, small supportive housing units, looking at models that are decarceral, that are really humane and human-centered, but that are providing a service for those in need.
yeah. I know there's a lot of things that you want to address. When you're in a position like yours, you need a whole team of people moving together in the same direction for a common cause. And sometimes we have to make little political moves to try to accomplish some of the things that we need to accomplish. What are some of the most important changes you're looking to do to impact people in our community, in our city?
So there's a few key things. One of the things we've already started is the jobs program and the vigil. So just making sure we have spaces that we are holding for like mental and emotional healing and for bringing together the community. I also think that service is very key. In my office, we're doing a monthly mutual aid. This past month, we went to a women and children's shelter and just gave out care packs. And again, this stuff seems small, and we are a local office. It's
Yeah,
District 9. There's a limit to the power of this seat, right? But there is such power in coming together as a community. So that's what I'm really looking at. With my discretionary funds, I'm interested in supporting mental and emotional health in our community. And I'm also looking at support for care teams that can go and address those who are out on the streets, who are struggling with addiction, who are struggling with mental health, and get them to points of care and service. So that's something that I feel like I can do from my position.
yeah,
I will also fight for a city budget that really puts the money into preventative services. That is something that we are in a conversation right now as a city about, especially in the wake of the recent officer involved shootings, is that for some people that is a call to law and order. It's a call to
yeah.
crack down on crime. I am really emphasizing the opposite, that we need to look at preventing the violence before it happens, as opposed to even more resources into a really highly financed NYPD.
What can the community do to get behind you and help you to accomplish some of the things that you need to accomplish?
So there's lots of ways to get involved. We are organizers. My background is actually in organizing. So there's volunteer meetings. We're doing different task forces to address different issues. We have a mutual aid task force that is starting up to help with the outreach that I just spoke about. We also have a housing task force where we're looking at addressing gentrification, a huge issue in Harlem, and how we get more affordable housing to our district. And all of this you can sign up for and join at kristinforharlem.com. That's KRISTIN, 2 I's, because my eyes are wide open, kristinforharlem.com. And yeah, just sign up and get involved. It's a lot of ways to just help out.
Councilwoman Kristin Richardson Jordan, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. And remember, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I'll catch you another day, another way. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. Love you all.